Hello again. I am back, this time with my fancy colored hair. Not that it makes a huge difference, but um, hair dye me and no hair dye me are a little bit different. So anyhow, I don't know how long hair dye me will stick around, but it's okay. So today is April 1st, and this is the day that I told myself I would launch, and so I'm planning to do that. I have no idea what I'm doing or what this is going to become, if it becomes anything. I really hope it does, because I need to figure out how I'm going to survive a year from now. But yeah, I'm here, I'm doing the thing. I think I'm gonna go ahead and post my other two videos as more of an introduction, since I already did that. That was what I was gonna do today, but I already did it as practice. So what I'm actually going to do today, I didn't think I was going to do, but it just kind of feels right. I have a little monthly ritual that I created for myself. I feel like I started it sometime last year, but I only have notes for January through March of this year, and so that makes me question if I didn't capture it the proper way last year, or what I did. But I'm pretty sure I started doing something like this in August, when I had my birthday. Anyhow, so my little ritual that I do, it just pulls from a bunch of different wisdom and things like that that I've gathered over the course of the last year. I do want to start by showing you this really cool, this is new to me, so apologies for all of this. This cloth that I have that goes over the table, around the edges, it says, learn from the past, live the present, and create the future. And that is what I'm trying to do with my life right now. That's a very good description of what I'm trying to do. Specifically, or I guess additionally, as I was pulling off my little calendar things that I was late to, because of course I was, there were a couple that stood out to me that I just wanted to notate, because they might be helpful for you as well. If, you know, identity and all of that is currently kind of in change. So this was from this weekend, the 28th, 29th. When you attach your identity to the past, you close the potential to what you can be in the present. You are not anything in your past. Release yourself. You have the power in this very moment to decide who you want to be. You have the power to completely reinvent yourself. Decide what you want and take action. And I'm not sure how to pronounce the person's name. I'm just gonna do that so that the person is properly credited. I really like that one. And then I feel like today's is very fitting as well, because again, I have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm opening up myself to a whole bunch of things that I might not like, but also things I might like. Today's says, you're going to receive both praise and criticism no matter what you do. Might as well do what you love. And that is from Vanessa Ooms? OOMS? I don't know. But both of those spoke to me and are relevant to what I'm doing right now. And I hope you might find relevant for yourself as well, as we kind of go down this journey together. Essentially what I have in front of me, just to kind of lay it out and share, I have 4 card decks. One is this little guy. It is birds. It's a bird oracle deck. I'm a huge fan of birds, love birds, and so I started using this, I don't know, early-ish, probably around this time last year. I had it and I just decided to open it and have fun with it, and it's a wonderful little oracle deck, so I'll be reading from that. I also have animals, which is this guy, another oracle deck. I hope this isn't backwards when it plays back. I guess we're gonna find out. Not that I'm gonna show you anything else because it'll be too small. I'll just read it. So that's the second one. The third one is this Awake Inner Wisdom card deck, and it's also similar to an Oracle deck-ish. And then I have this, which is just a regular tarot card deck. I also have a couple of little crystals with me, and then I have a candle as well. What I've been doing with the candles, I have one for each quarter. Last quarter was Ascended Guides, I think. And this quarter is problem solving. So for this quarter, my affirmation for problem solving: I will the energy contained within this candle to heal, harmonize, and balance my being. The knowledge contained in the universe flows freely through my mind. I am at peace, knowing that my mind is in perfect working order. I retain constant mental clarity. May light and love surround and protect me in all my endeavors. I will it so, so be it. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead and light my candle. Come on, you can do it. I believe in you. Yep. All right. Candle is lit. And now we get started. I am terrible at shuffling. So I'm not even really gonna try to do anything fancy because I can't. So just bear with me as I make a mess of this and try to figure out which card it is that wants to come out. I usually just kind of do this by intuition. If one sticks out, then I'll grab it. Otherwise, let's see, is that a single one? That is a single one. So there's a single one right here that stood out to me. So we're gonna grab that. That is, yeah, just one. I'm gonna set it to the side. Next is the Animal Oracle deck. These are, so the bird deck is only right side up. This one is both up and down, upwards and, yeah. That's not great, but I think you get it. So this one I usually do a spread of 7, which is a lot. However, I have found it to be really helpful. What I do is I read the, essentially what each thing means before I pull it, so that I am pulling with the proper energy, and then I'll go back to this as I'm flipping them over. So the first one that I'm going to pull is for survival, money, tangible assets, and work. If one of y'all knows a good way to shuffle, please tell me, because this is not great. All right, this little guy is sticking out, so he's going to go in the bottom corner. Up next, we have got intimate relationships, family dynamics, friendships, and your tribe, which is an interesting one for me currently for a plethora of reasons. Okay. Yeah, that one's trying to come out, so we got one. That one also is coming out, so I'm going to take this for the third one since it wanted to be pulled out with the second one. So the third one is your personal power, self-worth, and how you show up in the world. The fourth is deeper connections to life, healing past patterns, and support for overall well-being and happiness. So there we go. There's that one. Up next, number 5 is communication, being heard, owning your voice, and how you say who you are to others. This one should be interesting. some point, maybe I'll have to go back and read what some of the ones from the previous months said, because it's been really interesting just seeing what has kind of come up. Leads me to believe that I'm moving in the right direction with whatever this thing is that I'm doing. So, oh, okay. That one wants to come. So that was number 5. Number 6, imagination, vision, and creativity. I really have to figure out a better way of doing this. There's 3 that are there, so we're gonna say no. However, this one came out. And number 7, intuition, spirituality, and your relationship to a higher power. This one just flipped out as I was attempting to restack it over here, so I'm gonna say that's for that. So we now have our 7 cards for our 7-card reading. It's technically a new moon reading, but that's what the book says, but you can do whatever you want, right? These are just cards to help you figure out what the fuck you're doing. See if you're on the right path. Teach you things. Or not. Sometimes it doesn't make sense. And that's okay, because sometimes life doesn't make sense. All right. We are now at the Awake Inner Wisdom card deck. This one is also vertical only, so we are not doing any kind of shuffling. Fancy shuffling, not that I can. Okay. We've got that one. And for the tarot deck, I just kind of do whatever feels right. I know that there's a whole bunch of spreads and whatnot that you can do, but I just kind of go with what feels right for the day. So what I have asked for is guidance for the month of April, just regarding, you know, my life in general, which y'all don't know anything about right now, which is kind of nice, blank slate. But it's a hot mess, which is fine because life happens. So what are we gonna do? I think 3 is what I'm going with. I usually do, actually, I think the last couple times I've done 3, which has been past, present, and future. I'm so sorry, y'all are having to bear with me on this. I have to get better. Okay. We have 1. Oh boy. This is our past card. Oh no. Oh. We just dropped some. It's fine. I caught them before they went before. Okay. Well, this one from the bottom seems to want to come out, so we're going to say that's present. And then future. All right. We've got our future card. So we're ready. All right. Up first, we have our bird. I will also note that of the 50 birds, there are 4 birds that have still never been pulled by myself or anyone that I have done birds with. And I'd say probably 200 or so times birds have been pulled. which is interesting that those 4 have never showed up. So we will see if this is one of the 4. Probably won't be, or if it's something I've already gotten before. The turkey. All right. This is the turkey, so that you can see what our lovely turkey looks like. I've definitely gotten the turkey before. Friends of mine have gotten the turkey. Okay, first up, we have superpowers. Sharing, giving, courage, abundance, community care, good luck, new beginnings, I like where this is going, nourishment of physical body, emotional care, and sacrifice. Wisdom from the turkey. The gift of time and care can mean just as much as, if not more, than the gift of riches. The positive impact of love is unquantifiable. When turkey appears, check in with yourself. Notice where you could use extra nourishment and attention. Ask yourself what steps you can take to turn things around. And finally, turkey would like me to know, it's hard to take care of others if you're not taking care of you. If you are not meeting your own needs, it will feel like a burden to be the generous person you know you are. Okay, definitely a lot of things that stand out to me here, but since y'all don't know me, it seems silly to kind of layer them in. So I'm just gonna keep going and reading. And again, maybe this will be helpful for, you know, one of you. Okay, we're back to our animals. The first one was survival, money, tangible assets, and work. So up first, haven't gotten this one yet. We have the starfish. I didn't even know the starfish was in here. So that's super cool, especially given that I have a starfish, you know, on my back, and it's very close to me from my time doing Royal Family Kids Camp. Okay, starfish. Lots of S's. There we go. We are upright. The quote, open to infinite possibility. Stretched out on the beach, the starfish opens fully to the rays of the sun, to the power of potential. As you look out toward the horizon, do you open up to infinite possibility? Spirit is the source of opportunities beyond your wildest imagination and ensures endless possibilities are available. At this time, Starfish Spirit urges you to stretch past the limits of your everyday perception and comfort zone to dream of dream of bigger things and imagine with even greater hope and faith for miraculous potential is shining down on you. I'm going to read that one more time. At this time, Starfish Spirit urges you to stretch past the limits of your everyday perception and comfort zone to dream of bigger things and imagine with even greater hope and faith, for miraculous potential is shining down on you. Feel it, bask in it, and open yourself to be filled with inspiration. This is a very fortunate sign that the Starfish Spirit has come to remind you of your infinite potential. Well, I think that's a really good one to open up with, despite the fact that I got tongue-tied there. And it ties with a couple of quotes that I started with from my calendar. Yeah, I mean, it ties in perfectly with my intention for what I'm doing here. So I love that that was my first card. All right, second card, intimate relationships, family dynamics, friendships, and tribe. I'm gonna guess that this one's gonna be upside down. Nope. But it's a badger. Oh, that's cute. Here's the badger. All right. Be fearless and bold is the quote. Badger spirit rejoices at your persistence and commitment to what is true for you. Whatever you seek, your tenacity and faith in your partnership with spirit is paying off, and the results will soon coalesce into form. I hope so. The gift of Badger Spirit is the surety that taking a risk now and being courageous, fearless, and bold will yield wondrous results. This is a time to harness your will and apply it consistently to the pursuit of your dreams. You will manifest your desires in divine timing and in the form that Spirit deems best for you. Badger Spirit says you have what it takes to get what you want. Be fearless and be bold as your purpose calls you. New relationships are also given a green light right now. Don't be afraid to make the first move. Badger Spirit loves your brave and mighty heart. I love this. Just this morning, I finished and printed out a letter to go to my stepmom, who currently is basically pretending I don't exist. And I'm banned from my childhood home, which means I can't really go see my dad right now or go be in my peaceful place in the world that exists. So yeah, taking a risk now and being courageous, fearless, and bold will yield wondrous results. That's what I'm banking on. I guess that was why it was upright. And the badger. Okay. And also, like, I am doing a lot to, like, meet new people and expand my tribe right now. So I really like that message. That's good. 3, your personal power, self-worth, and how you show up in the world. We have the spider, which I've also never gotten before. I don't think maybe I have gotten the badger. Or I just saw it and thought it was cute. It seems very indigenous inspired, which is interesting. Okay, spider spirit, there you are. Right side up. Oh boy, I already forgot. Personal power, self-worth, how you show up in the world. Okay. Make your dreams real. Weaving your dreams into the fabric of life begins with a single thread of intention, and then spirit joins as your co-weaving partner. Take but a single step to make your dream a reality, and spirit will take 10 toward you, for the universe is designed to support your dream weaving. Spider spirit arrives when you need reminding of the awesome power of co-creation with spirit. Ideas and resources will begin to appear as if by magic as you begin to bring your dreams from the realm of intention into the world of the senses where they take form. So be clear about your intentions and then act as if you have become the one that lives in the life you desire. Another message of Spider Spirit is about any creative project you may be considering. Writing, painting, music, journaling, gardening, etc. Now is the time when inspiration wants to be channeled through. Creative projects are successful now if you are so inclined. Let yourself be open to abundance. Man. These are really good. I mean, specifically talking about creativity, I spent most of my life thinking that I wasn't creative because I wasn't like the traditional type of creative, when, you know, it took me burning out of my corporate job and starting over to realize that my creativity is just different. And I think it's a good different. It's one that I don't quite know how to articulate, which is a little frustrating. Being in my head and not being able to communicate sometimes, but that's just part of life. All right, number 4. Deeper connections to life, healing past patterns, and support for overall well-being and happiness. We have the bee. Speaking of bees, I have seen several bees outside today, so I'm glad that the bees are here. That makes me happy. There aren't nearly as many as there should be, which is a little terrifying. Hopefully they will come back. All right, the bee. All of these are right side up too, which normally doesn't happen. Normally they're all upside down. Or not all of them, but like most. Okay. Sweet results await, and this was deeper connections to life, healing past patterns, support for overall well-being and happiness. The bee spirit's message is that sweet rewards are on their way if you're willing to get your ego out of the way. Interesting. Bee spirit knows not to let a sense of being separate get in the way of a good thing. I'm going to read that one more time because that didn't flow right. Bee spirit knows not to let a sense of being separate get in the way of a good thing. Spirit is always producing honey, Miracles and magic are everywhere. When you connect with the great hive, you are vibrating and buzzing in exquisite harmony with all. Bee Spirit asks that your focus be on connectivity. Your body, heart, soul, and psyche experience total interconnectedness and a true integration when you self-forget, in quotes. When you remember that you are part of a greater unified consciousness. Bee Spirit wants you to remember that your part in the divine partnership with the conscious universe is being rewarded, even if you can't see that yet, and asks that you share your good fortune as there's plenty of honey for all. Be part of the larger whole, the force that brings forth all that is sweet and delightful. Like that. Okay, number 5, communication, being heard, owning your voice, how you say who you are to others. And go. Aw, the eagle. Did I get the eagle last month? I might have gotten the eagle in March. I saw an eagle in February when I was driving to my dad's 50th anniversary celebration at work, which was pretty cool. Second time in real life I've seen an eagle. It was in Illinois, which is super random. And it also ties back to my grandpa on my mom's side. So I like that this showed up. This is communication, being heard, owning your voice, and how you say who you are to others. The quote is, "Spirit has your back." Think of the eagles flying high above the other birds, soaring on the wind. Eagle Spirit has appeared to ask whether you're willing to soar to new heights, even if that means solitude for a short while. Well, it's continuing. Truly, all the wisdom of the world is available to you. When storms flash across the sky, it is Eagle Spirit that raises you above it all, helping you conquer fear and overcome adversity, reminding you that Spirit has your back and wants you to experience life at its fullest. At this moment, you are meant to know that you have the highest of wisdom and courage within, gifted to you by Spirit and all the angels. Boldly build your nest in a lofty space and know that now you can fly effortlessly, proudly embodying Eagle Spirit in all her glory and grace, claiming what is truly yours in divine timing. It's good. All right, number 6, imagination, vision, creativity. We have the beaver. The beaver came up upside down. Beaver. Upside down beaver. There we go. Beaver Spirit has come to warn you to check for rotten wood in the foundations of your dreams. Perhaps you built your hopes on faulty promises or wishful thinking. Or Beaver Spirit may be telling you that it's time to accept things as they are and perhaps consider abandoning a project, relationship, or situation so you can make room for something better. Beaver Spirit says you can always get busy and build something fresh and new if the desire is true. All manner of miracles can spring up from a new, strong foundation when you remember your partnership with Spirit. Be clear about what you're building and why, choosing from a place of worthiness, well-being, and wholeness. Self-understanding and acceptance will provide you with a solid blueprint to begin again. Get busy now. Beaver Spirit says this is not a time to procrastinate, but a time to start building again, always mindful of the foundation you are laying, trusting that Spirit is co-creating with you. It aligns with my plans. So that's exciting. All right, last one of the animals. Number 7, intuition, spirituality, and your relationship to a higher power. Upside down buffalo. Oh, interesting. All right, here we go. When Buffalo Spirit visits you with a message of protection, he is asking you to shift your thinking from poverty consciousness to one where you trust the universe will provide. Do you see scarcity where there is, in fact, abundance? Are you comparing yourself to others and falling short? Self-pity, entitlement, fear, and lack are all thought viruses that seduce you into darkness. Buffalo Spirit nudges you to make a gratitude list and be mindful of your thoughts at this time. Give to someone who has less than you. Be thankful for the tiniest things and say affirmations. Then you will remember abundance is the true nature of the world. I like that. Okay. We're getting close. The Awake Inner Wisdom card. It's ceremony. I think I got this last month, or maybe the month before. Definitely got it recently. Opened right to it, which is nice because these aren't in alphabetical order, which doesn't make any sense. They're not in any order. There's just a list at the beginning that has the page numbers. Anyhow, here we go. The quote, instead of the daily grind, choose a daily ceremony, which is what this is, in a way. Take time for ceremony. Doing something physical, like a ritual, can program the mind to activate a new thought pattern and break free from the doldrums of tasks. Mindful motions and thoughts are brought about by noticing emotions bubbling up through the body. Instead of rushing through daily activities, take a moment to slow down and cherish the events of the day. Slip out of the routine and into ceremony. What is a new experience you can create today? Well, obviously, this is my new experience that I'm creating today, so I'll take it. And I think this is going to be a kind of ritual for me. I'm not great at them. I'm not super consistent at goals or rituals or anything like that. I haven't been in the past. So this is a challenge for myself. It's great, so great. All right, we are at the end, the tarot deck. So as a reminder, this is past, present, future. So let's go with past. Upside down, Knight of Pentacles. Laziness, stagnation, and perfectionism. Interesting. Nope, went too far. Too far. There we go. When the reversed Knight of Pentacles shows up in a reading, the traits that were once positive in the upright position are now taken to the extreme. You may feel stuck in your own routine and bored of everything that surrounds you. Yeah. You may desire a change of scenery in order to avoid this tiring repetition. The Knight of Pentacles reversed could also indicate that you have totally ignored many serious aspects of your life. Financial or personal issues are often neglected in favor of work matters when this card appears reversed. I don't think the last part applies, but certainly the rest of it does. I have very much been feeling stuck and bored and desiring a change of scenery, which I can't have at the moment. So that was good. All right, present. The Moon, upside down. Confusion, misinterpretation, and release of fear. Oh, there we go. Okay. The Moon reversed indicates that you have been dealing with illusion, fears, and anxiety, and now the negative influences of these energies are subsiding. You are working through your fears and anxieties, understanding the impact they have on your life, and how you can free yourself from such limiting beliefs. This is a truly liberating and transformational experience. You may try to bury these feelings even deeper within your subconscious so you can avoid your dark shadows. You may not be ready to face your emotions, pushing them to the side and pretending as if nothing is wrong. Again, the latter part doesn't apply, but the rest of it does. All right, future. The Page of Pentacles, right side up. Oh, I forgot to show these. I don't know if it matters. Here is the Knight of Pentacles, the Moon, and last, the Page of Pentacles. Okay, back to the Pentacles. All right, right side up, ambition, new job, financial opportunity. Okay. The Page of Pentacles, like the pages of all 4 tarot suits, brings a welcome message of new beginnings, inspiration, and the initial stages of a creative project or venture. Since Pentacles rule the material realm and correspond to the element of earth, this page symbolizes a burgeoning awareness of the value of money, wealth, possessions, career, and physical health, and how to manifest more of these material blessings. You welcome new opportunities to your material life, a new job, a new business, or a financial windfall, and wish to discover how to turn your dreams into reality. Well, I think that was a perfect ending. All of this, for me, again, just kind of confirms that I'm on the right path. There's definitely a lot of symbolism in here for me, specifically with the starfish, the eagle, and the buffalo. Those three really stand out just in terms of personal symbolism. I really liked Spider Spirit. Back before I lost my job, when I was still in corporate hell, I remember starting to think a lot about the threads that connect all of us. There were a lot of different visuals that were kind of playing in my head, and a web is one of those. And just hearing that message and kind of pulling that through, that is something that I hope, in sharing my story, the work that I have, that I've been creating, that I can help people better understand the interconnectedness of it all. Something that I truly believe is that we are more alike than we are different, even though differences are very obvious right now in our society. I think that there's a lot of things that are in the way of being able to connect with other people in a way that is respectful and kind, even if you don't necessarily have the same values or beliefs as them. Again, we're all human. We all experience, a lot of the same things, but our values and our opinions and things like that, they're all developed over the course of our life based on our life's experiences and, the things that we learn along the way, learn from the past, as my little class says. And so, it makes sense that we all kind of come to different conclusions, but I do think that there is a risk in being closed-minded. A lot of people, I don't think, realize that they're closed-minded, but they are. I know a lot of older generations kind of tend to fall into this, and I'm pretty sure that I actually saw that there's a study that shows, I can't remember which is appropriate, Alzheimer's or dementia. I know one is a subset of the other, I just can't remember which, but I'm pretty sure that I read that those are being connected to closed-mindedness. So basically, if you decide to stop learning, stop gathering new information, your brain stops forming new connections. I'll see if I can find this study. I'm actually interested. I've thought of it several times, so I need to see if I can find the study. But yeah, I think that it's a real danger when people make decisions based on things that they've already decided, as opposed to being open-minded to learn from another person and consider another person's perspective. I know that, my thoughts aren't perfect, my views aren't perfect, I have flaws, I'm a human just like everyone else. But like I feel overall like I feel pretty good. I know internally I haven't been able to do this externally yet, but I plan to. But I know internally who I am. Values is something that I've done many times over the years, starting I think in the corporate world, and then I just kind of evolved it from there. But I've always been really introspective and kind of considered, how things relate to me and how I lost my train of thought. Sorry, ADHD. Where was I going with that? I'm gonna leave it there since I lost it. Usually that means I'm supposed to stop talking. So I hope that this was helpful for you. I hope you got something out of this reading, and that maybe some of these things were also for you, especially if you are in the middle of or coming out of an identity / midlife crisis, as yours truly is. Yeah, there's a lot of change that's happening right now, and I'm really excited about it. I'm nervous about it, little fearful, but like ultimately I know that, again, I'm moving in the right direction. Everything's gonna be fine somehow, even though it doesn't always feel like it. And yeah, I will probably do this again next month, even though it's a little bit long, just because I think it's actually kind of fun, and it will help tie things together, especially as you're learning more about me and who I am, and all of that. Things will start to make more sense, and so I can provide context and whatnot. I'm also like totally happy to do this, or some version of this, if someone would like that. Just reach out. All right, on that note, happy April 1st. I hope that April Fool's Day is kind of dead for you, because we don't need any more any more shit going on right now. So yeah, I hope that you have a great day, and I suppose I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.